Hello, everyone. It's Brian here, and I'm going to talk about a record that I decided not to buy, but then I changed my mind, as we do sometimes. And the reasons why I decided to buy it is mostly about price. So here it is. This is Lou Reed, Words and Music 1965, the deluxe edition. And this is the first issue from the Lou Reed Archive series. Now, when I mention price, I will just say that when this came out, if you were to order this from Light in the Attic, the Lou Reed store, it would be $90 American plus shipping. When I looked into stores in Toronto that had it, the prices I was getting was around $120. In fact, I just looked, and one store that still has inventory has it for $119.99 for the deluxe edition. They also have the standard edition somewhere around $40. So I thought it was pretty pricey for what it was, and I opted out. The other reason I opted out was because I had streamed some of the music and I wasn't thrilled. I didn't think I would listen to it very often because they're very primitive recordings. And in fact, I had watched Steve Carlson's video, and he had a copy. I don't know if it was a standard or the deluxe edition, and he said something similar. So I kind of opted out. But then, because I have my wish list on Amazon in Camel, 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 I got an alert that said it was around $30, free shipping. So I thought, wow, that sounds pretty impressive. So I decided I would get it for the first reason. It sort of fills in my Lou Reed collection. I'm more or less a completionist when it comes to Lou Reed, or a completist when it comes to Lou Reed. And the second reason, it does feature John Cale, so I have mentioned him before. So this Obi kind of strip describes what's in here, but essentially they are early recordings that Lou Reed mailed to himself in 1965. And I guess the reason people do that, I think writers do that too, they will email a package to themselves to prove that they had written or created the content before a certain date. It's kind of like a primitive way or a crude way to claim copyright on certain things. So this describes what's in here. In the back, we have further description of what's on here. And I accidentally cut this when I opened the package. Stupid me, but it describes what's in here. So essentially, all these songs are previously unreleased. It was produced in partnership with Laurie Anderson and the Lou Reed Archive. And it features, earliest known recordings of I'm Waiting for the Man, Pale Blue Eyes, Heroin, etc. Includes 7 unheard Lou Reed compositions. It's on double LP, 45 RPM, audiophile quality. And one of the interesting things is I'm Waiting for the Man is an alternate version from 1965 that had never been released, of course. The first time on vinyl, I think. No, actually, that was first time on vinyl. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. It was remastered, interesting package that's called a saddle stitch die cut package with a 28-page book. It has some contribution in terms of liner notes by 3 interesting people, and it has some bonus material as well. So all that taken into consideration, I decided to grab it. So here's the package, which is really kind of interesting, is that first the record comes out on this side, first record, and we have an image of Lou Reed. And these dots, this is in a polyline sleeve inside. And so side A has I'm Waiting for the Man, Men of Good Fortune. Side B, we have Heroin, Too Late, and Buttercup Song. Very cool. Now, this fell out, but this has another pocket on the other side, which has the CD, which I haven't opened, with the tracks listed here, and has this bonus EP, 7-inch EP called Gee Whiz, 1958 to 1964. So these are recordings made by Reed even earlier, 1958 to 1964. And let's look at that. We have Gee Whiz and Baby Let Me Follow You Down, which is a Bob Dylan track. We have another partial version of that on side 2, in addition to Michael Roy Boat Ashore, or The Boat Ashore, I don't know that. I haven't played that one yet. Don't Think Twice It's Alright, as I mentioned, WXYZ Blues, and then Lou's 12-bar instrumental, which is kind of cool. And again, I think these are all very primitive recordings. And then for the second half, we have, again, a record in the sleeve with the dots like that. A picture of Lou, an image of Lou. And here we have, on side C, we have Walk Alone, Buzz, 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 Pale Blue Eyes. And on side D, Stockpile, Wrap Your Troubles in Dreams, and I'm Waiting for the Man. And there's this really great book 28 pages about the project or about the thing. Early image of Lou. There's an essay. So essentially he emailed, as I mentioned, this tape to him, or he mailed this tape to himself in 1965, and it sat in the office unopened for something like 50 years before it was discovered. There was a posting on a Lou Reed group, or a mailing list I was on at some point, and Laurie Anderson was asking for advice about what to do with it. So they did open it eventually and remaster it, and this is what we're looking at now. So this is about the archival process, the address he mailed it to. Yeah, so it's interesting, mailing songs to yourself in a sealed, notarized envelope was considered a, quote, poor man's copyright. Easier and cheaper way to prove that you've written the songs by a particular date without filing all the forms and paying fees at the United States Copyright Office at the Library of Congress. So that's obviously what he was going for. Oops. And then we have more notes on that. And then we have this interesting image, which features Tony Conrad on the left, who I mentioned before, Lou Reed, an unidentified Pickwick employee, Walter DeMaria, and of course, on the right, John Cale. There's the box, or the package, and the mailed package, 5-inch reel-to-reel tape box in a notarized package. There's the postmark. There it is, unopened. And information about it. They're talking about whose handwriting it is, and etc. Here are notes about the actual songs themselves. I haven't read this yet, but he always introduces the song as, Lou Reed and what the song is. Composition by Lou Reed. So it tells you a bit about these songs, some notes and sources, and then we have lyrics, and which is kind of cool. And then some other notes about the project and some thank yous, etc. And then there's a letter, if I can get this out of here, a copy of a letter that was written to Delmar Schwartz by Lou Reed, which I haven't read, but Delmar Schwartz was a big influence on Lou Reed. If you know the album, The Blue Mask, he gets mentioned there. So, I guess I would read this at some point. But I guess this is to say that never say never. I mean, I felt like I wouldn't buy it, but it does almost complete my Lou Reed collection. I'm still missing Metal Machine music. I guess that's not a critical one. And it also gives a fuller picture to John Cale, because you get to hear him on these early recordings as well. So that's it, what I spent my money on recently. I guess this is like a recent finds video about one particular record. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.